What's going on, Monday leaders? How you doing? Are you ready to start the week? Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to drive change? Are you ready to stand for your integrity and values? Are you ready to choose leadership? Hey, neighbor, I'm your favorite neighbor, Jay Murray, and I want to welcome you to Monday Morning Leadership Huddle, where we provide you with tips and tools to drive your leadership purpose. What's going on, family? Hope all is well. Hope you are ready to go. Like I said, hope you are enjoying or had enjoyed your week, but now you're ready to put pen to paper. You're ready to continue to build. You're ready to stand in your why. You're ready to be anchored in your why. In which that's what I want to talk about today. Your why. When I think about my leadership journey and others that have mentored me or just individual I have had the opportunity to interact with, one thing that we all have in common is experiencing moments where we feel unmotivated, moments or seasons where we just feel like, hey, we're not making an impact. We're not driving change. We're not seeing the results that we believe that we should be seeing by now. And it is during those moments, during those seasons, that I believe that as leaders, we need to be anchored to our why. We need to be anchored to our why. Because, yes, we will experience moments, seasons where we truly are unsure of how to lead this endeavor, why we are even leading this endeavor, why am I not seeing the results? And by having a why, we will be able to weather through those storms. Because one thing, family, that I believe, it is not a matter of if we will go through storms as leaders. It is truly a matter of when we will go through storms. And by having a anchor, which is our why, we will ground ourselves. We will station ourselves in the place that we need to be. And we will minimize and limit our exposure to drift to other areas. When you think about the importance of an anchor for a boat, is to create, to allow it to be stationary, to allow it not to drift too far out into the ocean. And that's what your why allows you to do. So when we don't have a why, here's what we experience. We experience moments of lack of clarity and focus, in which many of us can either think about a person that we know, or we may have even been that person where, be due to them have a lack of clarity and focus, every year, even maybe every month or week, it is something new. One week or month, hey, they're starting a clothing business. The next week or month, they studying to be an astronaut. Come on, somebody, make it make sense. you know, those two extremes. And many times it's because the lack of focus, the lack of clarity that they haven't, and being that they don't have a why. Other areas that they may experience or you may have experienced is indecisiveness. which I have experienced this because of my lack of establishing a why. I become very indecisive. I experience the analysis paralysis, overthink things, and I start just coming up with this, and then just continue to be indecisive. Yeah, I do. No, I can't. No, I'm not going to do it. No, yeah, yeah. And I keep going back and forth. Lack of discernment. When you don't have a why, you will experience or you will have a lack of discernment. Therefore, you don't have any boundaries. You don't have any boundaries. So, therefore, you don't know how you should interact with people, how you should trust others. You don't know what things you should be doing, what things you shouldn't be doing, what things that are value added to your why, and what things are truly is taken away, is depleting you, is draining you. We go after things that we shouldn't be going after. Seek different things and people that simply doesn't fit our why, doesn't fit our purpose. But we will never know that until we establish a why. So, over the next couple of minutes, I want to just simply just walk you through this easy step, this easy 5-step process to establish a why. And I truly believe that it's not only opportunity for you to establish a why, help you to develop a why, but also many times it allows you to go through it again, right? It's not just a one thing that, hey, you go through it, now you have your why, but you can go through these steps again when you're having moments or you're experiencing where I'm getting passion fatigue. And many times we're go through those passion fatigue moments, or we feel like we're stuck in our purpose. And the reason for that is because our why has evolved. That means, or that could look like, is as a single, your why was this, but now that you're married with 2 kids, your why can be totally different because it was applicable to you, or it was applicable for a certain time, for a certain season. So again, I just want to provide that context with you, just to let you know that, hey, this is something that you can repeat. You can repeat this. Okay. So when you are establishing a why, for those that maybe not sure that if they have a why or how they can develop something that they can truly anchor to, the first thing that I believe you should do is think about your end goal. Think about what you're looking to accomplish. And not only what are you looking to accomplish, but what it looks like. Like, what does that completing that endeavor, or going after that dream, like, what does it look like? If you can imagine what it looks and feel, like, take a moment to just imagine and really think and allow your curiosity and allow your imagination to run wild, and just take a moment just to think. I even will encourage you to draw it out, right? This is why I like doing vision boards with my family, because it allows me to imagine what my year is going to look like, you know, to where I may not be able to articulate it in words, but I can use pictures and images and different phrases to kind of put it all together, just what I'm feeling, right? It's a wonderful way just to release it out, to release all these thoughts I have about my vision for the year. It's the same thing when we're developing a why. Just think, just think, right? And if you want to draw it out, draw it out. The next thing you want to do is begin writing down words that captures your end goal. What's some phrases that captures your end goal? Maybe it's inspiration. Maybe it's leadership. Maybe it's a generational wealth. Maybe it's serving others, right? Whatever it is, write down those words. Write them down. Put them on a piece of paper. Put them in your notebook. However you want to do it, write them down. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is put those words into a sentence. Now, this is where it gets a little, I want to say, yeah, it gets a little clunky, right? And it can feel like, I don't know, right? And this is where many people that I have coached kind of typically, this is where they begin to find the unease because it's putting the words, you're putting the words into a sentence, right? And it may take you several times to do this. When I had a coach and they walked me through establishing my mission, around my brand, it took me several times to do that. It took me several times to kind of think about, okay, and take the words that I had thought about, or in this case, we had questions that I was answering, right? And we was just kind of taking different phrases that I said and kind of put them into a sentence. Like it's going to take iteration. It's going to take several attempts to do this. Okay. So don't get discouraged. Just continue to do it. All right. Once you do that and you have a phrase and you have a sentence, the next thing you need to do is put your statement in a visible place. This is where it begins to be your anchor. Okay. This is where you begin to get the energy, right? And to get the vision and to get the how and to get the motivation that you need to continue on. Because you want to put it in a visible place that, hey, is either your mirror, on your computer, you want a poster board, you want to tattoo it, however you want to do, you want to put in a visible place that it's going to be a daily reminder. Oh, this is why I got up today. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm building. Let's not forget our mission, right? This is what I'm going after. This is why I chose to lead this endeavor. This is why I was called to lead this endeavor. Okay. Once we do that, it's now simply, it's time for us to simply anchor to our why. It's to anchor to your why. And through those daily reminders, you begin to anchor through your why. Because when you are encountering moments that is going to require you to weather through this storm, your anchor is going to level you. It's going to help you to be stationary and not drift away from the calling, from the purpose for your life. Okay. Like I said, when I was doing this, and I'll share two things. The one I did for Happy Hood as a lifestyle coach, and the one that I did for my family, which was years ago. But for Happy Hood, let me just say my why as a lifestyle coach is to inspire others to develop self worth through leadership applications that will enable them to live in purpose. That's my why. Family, that's why I do Monday morning leadership huddles. That's why I do Happy Hood, the podcast. That's why I continue to provide meaningful content for you and to you in order for you to live in your purpose, to inspire you, to develop that self worth, that belief, right? Through leadership applications that will enable you, that will encourage you, that will give you aid, that will give you the support to live in your purpose. Another one that I did and not realizing that this was our why, years ago, I created a family mission. And our family mission was so simple, and it was to allow God to be the center of our love and aspirations. And it was pretty much just me wanting to make sure that, hey, God, everything I do, I want to make sure it reflects you. It reflects your glory, right? So the way that I love my wife, the way that I love neighbors, the way that I love my kids, I wanted to reflect you. My aspirations, the things I go after, my entrepreneur aspirations, my family aspirations, my me and my wife aspirations. I want you to make sure that you're the center of that. You are the center of that, right? So anything that we do, I want to make sure it's centered around God. It's centered around pleasing God. So right there, it helps me to set that tone for my family, to set the tone for myself, to understand why I was called to lead this family, why I was called to be a husband, why I was called to be a father. It helps me to set those boundaries, right? So again, you can follow these simple steps for you to establish your why. And as I said before, continue to repeat them. Because again, there's gonna be moments, there's gonna be seasons where your why evolves. And you need to now go back to the drawing board to think about what's the end goal, to think about what words that captures that. Put it in a sentence, put it in a visible place, and allow that to be your anchor. Okay, family? Allow that to be your anchor. Family, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone. As always, remember, leadership is not a title, but a choice. And today, I choose my why. I choose to be anchored in my why. Till next time, be blessed.